Hello everyone, welcome to Good DIY Plans. In this video, we're going to be going over how to make this exact deck box. So when designing this, I wanted to make sure that it had several key features. The first feature is to have plenty of space on the inside. So this is good for storage of things like cushions, pillows, pool toys, kids' toys, and general porch clutter. That way your patio stays nice and neat. It does also have a water shedding lid. What this means is that the lid doesn't have any slats in it. It helps to block rain from falling straight on the inside. Additionally, this has vented slat walls. So what this means is that the side gaps, they allow for airflow so that any trapped moisture can escape and all of that can be vented out. And then it's also raised off the ground, so the bottom sits above the patio, not directly on it. This helps to reduce the water contact for longer outdoor life. So this is going to be a beginner-friendly step-by-step tutorial so that you can make this in your own home as well. So as of right now, about 30 people have already attempted to build this. One person has chosen to leave a review, and I think that it turned out really awesome. So Darren here on April 11th said the plans were great and easy to build, also fun for beginners. So I really love how it turned out, and I love the custom colors on it. The overall dimensions of this box are going to be 25 3/4 inches tall. It's 24.5 inches deep and 59 3/4 inches wide. So the whole thing is going to be made out of 1x4 lumber. We're going to be using some pocket holes to join everything together, and then just some basic hinges, and then something to help the lid stay open when you open it up. So since this is all going to be made out of 1x4 lumber, I could get pricey. What I suggest, this is what I would do. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Home Depot, and they have this call lumber cart. Typically what they'll have here is like different wood pieces that are either damaged or warped. Since we're going to be cutting a lot of different pieces, what I recommend that you do is you actually buy some call lumber, because most of it is going to be salvageable, but you get 70% off. And oftentimes you can actually go through the lumber that they have on the racks, and if it's bent or warped, they probably just haven't gone through it to filter out all the bad pieces. So you can do that for them, take out all the bad pieces, and then just ask for 70% off. They're going to purple spray this, and then that way you can get it for a really good discount. That way, at least, some of these boards can be taken care of, because we're going to be cutting a lot of smaller pieces, medium-sized pieces, and so on. So that's one way to decrease the cost. So the first part that we're going to do here is we're going to actually make the carcass of the deck box. So we're going to need some 50 3/4 inch pieces. We're going to need 4 of those. We need 4 17-inch pieces, and then 8 25-inch pieces. So we're going to add some pocket holes to the yellow and to the blue pieces here. So let's see how everything kind of joins together. So first, take the green components and then secure them together into this L shape. Use some pin nails, secure together with wood glue, and you're going to have a total of 4 of these kind of L shapes. These will be the legs. Next, go ahead and secure the blue components to these green L-shaped pieces. So this will be 17 inches apart or just on the edge. And since you've already pre-drilled those holes, you can go ahead and secure this together with some pocket hole screws. This will be 1 inch away from the edge. Here, we're not going to indent. So this is to make sure that the deck box is going to be above ground, right? So use some wood glue, pre-drill, obviously, and then go ahead and add the pocket hole screws. Okay, so when adding these, very helpful, use clamps to hold everything in place. If you've ever worked with pocket holes, you know that that's a must. So make 2 sides. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to add the yellow pieces. So these are going to be the longer components in the kind of like the carcass of this deck box. So again, use clamps, use glue, and then go ahead and secure everything together. We are going to leave that 1 inch gap here, just like how we did with the blue pieces. And then here, there is no gap when it's at the top. Flip it over and go ahead and do the same thing for the other side as well. Okay, next, to add all of like the slats, all of that decking, we're going to be using 1x4 lumber again. And here we're going to be using 23 1/4 inch pieces. And let's see, we need a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15, 15, that's 30. And then we're going to need 3, 6, 3, 6. Okay, and then plus 12 more. So 42 pieces. So let's go ahead and secure these together. So you're going to use, again, those pin nails. Make sure they're not, so long that they protrude through or shoot through to the other side. Use wood glue, secure it together. So the first board here, let's see how far away it is from the edge. So this is 1 3/4 inches away from the edge. And then this one is going to be the same here as well. So we are going to be making them flush at the top here. So that's flush. And then there's going to be a little bit of a gap here. This is 3/4 inch gap. And we'll see why we're doing that in just a second. So go ahead and secure the remaining pieces here. So the way that I would do it is I would do the edges first, then I'd move in towards the next ones, then the next one. The reason why we're alternating sides like this is so that if we did it all in a row, then we might end up with like a really bad misalignment there. But this way, at least the misalignment is more towards the center. But to prevent a misalignment, it's best to use a spacer. So this is 1/8 of an inch. That's the space we're going to be leaving here. So use a little spacer. That way it's going to be even throughout, and you're not going to have any issues with that. So go ahead and add the same exact kind of setup on the other side as well. Flip it on the side and then do the same thing here too. So these again are also going to have a little gap. This is going to be 7/16 of an inch from the side here. And then again, we're going to have 1/8 inch gaps. Let me just double check that here. Yep, 1/8 inch gaps. So secure these with pin nails and glue, flip it over, and then do the same thing on the other side. So far, super easy, super easy. Okay, let's go ahead and make the bottom. So the bottom is going to be using 1x4 lumber again. These are 22.5 inch pieces. You're going to need 3, 6, 9, 12, okay, 15. So these are going to be secured and aligned with the sides that we have here. So what you can do is, instead of measuring for this and instead of using that spacer, you could just literally line them up with the boards that you have here, and you'll see that it lines up there as well. So use wood glue, pin nails, and then secure the bottom on here. So do the same thing for all of these boards. And next, what we need to do is we need to make the lid. So the lid is not going to have any gaps in it. This is to prevent rain from coming through, or if it's by the pool, right, so that it doesn't get wet. So here what we're going to have is 1x4 lumber. We have 24 5/8 of an inch, and here we have a total of, looks like 10 pieces, and then 17.5 inch pieces here. So we need 3, and then 59 3/4. We need 2 of these. So some of these are going to be modified. We're going to pre-drill those holes with the pocket hole jig, and then go ahead and start securing things together. So we're going to secure the brown to the green with one of these being in the center. So 24 5/8 of an inch from the end pieces here. Secure it together with clamps, wood glue, and then go ahead and add all of these purple pieces to the inside. So if you'd like these brown pieces, to make sure that there really are no gaps, you could probably secure the green pieces to the purple first, and then you could secure the brown pieces. But either way, lay it out to make sure that everything is nice and neat, because you don't want to have any gaps here. So once you've got that, now you have to attach the actual lid to the box. So this is a very simple setup. We're just going to do 3 hinges. If you have small hinges, you can probably add more. And then also we're going to use this to prop up the lid when it stays open. So once you've got that in place, then go ahead and stain or paint this, and then seal it properly. So if you want like maximum protection, I recommend a marine grade sealant. So this is after you do all of your staining. What you can do is you can seal it with the best protection from the sun, from water. If you just want to use an exterior grade polyurethane, you can do that, but then you're going to have to reapply it periodically. So that's it. For those of you who are ready to build this deck box, I do have the DIY plan that's going to be linked below. It's much more detailed than this video. It includes the lumber shopping list, the cut list, also cutting diagrams. That way you're really efficient with lumber. As you can see from these diagrams, there's almost zero waste. So it's pretty amazing what can be done. Also tools and materials. So everything from those hinges, also for that thing that holds the lid open as well. All of the materials you're going to need, the length of screws that you're going to need, the quantity of screws, all of these things, they're all going to be here as well. You can click on the right side here. It says get on Amazon, and then you can actually just pre-order everything. That way, if you're missing something, you can get started and be able to have all of that. Of course, these step-by-step instructions are going to be included, and these are very detailed. So you're going to have something that you can print, and then you can just work offline in your garage at your own pace without having to have your phone or laptop being there, getting dusty, and all of that. So I do appreciate everyone who supports Good DIY Plans. I appreciate everyone who comments as well in these videos. It's encouraging to hear. Thanks, guys. Have an awesome day. If this video was valuable to you, check out the next project on the screen.